Are you interested in doing mapping inside of SharePoint? If you want to set up dynamic maps where you can show images based on location data you have with your SharePoint list, there's lots of possibilities. In this video, I'm going to show you 10 different examples of maps that you can do inside of SharePoint using nothing more than SharePoint lists with location data. So now, let's get SharePoint smart. Here I am in SharePoint Online, and we're going to start by looking at 10 different examples of maps that you can set up inside your SharePoint environment using SharePoint lists. Starting out, we'll take a look at the Google map tile, and this simply shows a tile image for the specified location. As you can see from the address information, we can provide either just a city and state, we can provide an address, or we can provide longitude and latitude. Any of those will work. And on these tiles, if I click on it, it will actually take me out to the Google Maps site if I want to go past just the preview image. So that's the Google Maps tile, and then there's an equivalent one with Bing Maps. Of course, Microsoft has their own mapping platform, and they have their own API to access maps in their own style. So that may be an alternative. Instead, you might want to be using Bing Maps. Just another example of mapping that you can tap into from your SharePoint list. You may want to show more than just the map tile. You may want to combine that along with other fielded data from SharePoint. So this is a card in which we can show multiple fields and do it in a larger view. So this is Google Maps once again, but now we've got the image enclosed in a tile along with other information. And then, of course, there's the equivalent with Bing Maps. We can show a card with more SharePoint list data along with the map image. What if we wanted to combine multiple locations into one map? The Google Pushpins map option lets us do that. In this example, I've got addresses for different Major League Baseball parks in the United States. They're marked with letters on the map, and so I can see those listed down below. If I click on any of these records, I'm going to be able to go to those individual locations on the map. So there's the ability to go to the detailed maps from that. That combines everything into one map. That's the Pushpins map using Google mapping. Google also provides Street View. Most people have seen this and used it. This is a street level map based on address information. And most of us have used that at the Google site. What you might not realize is that I can have this interactive map embedded directly into my SharePoint site. So this is, once again, just using address information data, and I can also interact with it by clicking on the buttons in this card that I'm looking at. That's a Street View map using location data. Naturally, we're always interested in the weather. If there's going to be storms coming, whether it's going to be sunny or rainy or whatever the case may be. You can have specific radar information. This is US based. It's relying on the US National Weather Service. And if you want to see what the weather is doing in terms of precipitation, you can actually have a radar map. So that's a different kind of a map that we can include. Naturally, if we're going to do radar, we might also like to have the forecast based on specific locations. You can take your location data and do that as well. So this complements a radar map very nicely if you would also like to include that. If you have locations throughout the world, or if you're working with other businesses at different locations in the world, it might be useful for you to see what the current time is at those other locations by using push pins on that as well. This is a day-night map showing us the current day and night around the world, and this is a nice reference if we're wanting to compare, especially when we're working with people in different countries. One last example I will show here is the satellite image map. This is Google Maps once again, but in this case we're showing just the satellite view and not showing streets and that kind of information. And in certain scenarios that may be what you're looking for. You want to just focus based on the type of information that you're looking at. In order to use these templates, you do not need to install anything in SharePoint. This simply requires applying formatting templates that come from SharePoint-dashboards.com. To find these, you can go to the site by clicking on the link below this video, and then just click Get Started. And on the top, what you're going to want to do is click on Maps, and these are the mapping templates that were demonstrated in this video. It's very easy to get started with these. You simply provide some parameters, and in the case of some of these mapping templates, you do need to do a free sign up. For Google Maps, you need to go to the link provided in the notes down below. We're under the Google Maps documentation, and you can get a free API key, which does allow pretty generous free use of those maps. And then, of course, Bing Maps has an equivalent as well. If you've never used SharePoint dashboards, you can sign up for the free version to try out 21 templates. And then once you can see how those work and understand what's available, if you sign up for the subscription package, that will give you access to more than 200 templates, including all of the mapping templates. So that was 10 different examples of mapping that you can do inside of SharePoint by using these mapping templates. All you need is location information in your SharePoint list. That could be either longitude and latitude, address information, or just a city and state or a country. There's lots of flexibility in terms of what location information you can provide. And on top of that, you're going to apply formatting templates, which is simple copy and paste. I hope you found that interesting, and I hope you're soon able to set up interesting mapping inside of your own SharePoint environment. Good luck.